Hey, welcome to Wolf's Watch. Got some good news and some challenging news for you. AI is already coming for your business. I just spent most of the week at NVIDIA's GTC. You may be familiar with NVIDIA. They are the company that probably makes the graphics processor in your computer, and they are arguably the engine behind AI as it's being deployed because they are one of the leading companies providing the supercomputing power to make artificial intelligence run. And I They had a great conference. So many things came out of that. I got a lot of things to share with that a little bit at a time. Not tech deep dives, but what is it that's going to into your business based on what I was watching? Because those are things that are relevant to my business, right? I'm not a coder. I'm not going to do the deep dive tech. I'm not designing chip architectures, but we all need to learn how to use this, right? And it goes way beyond just things like Chat GPT and the other large language models that we've been using. Hopefully, you've been using it, right? At least experimenting with it. And one of the lessons that came from it, from all the different companies that I heard presenting, it look, you need to have you personally, right? Me, I've been doing it. I've been doing the same thing. Need to be experimenting with it, particularly the generative AI, the large language models like ChatGPT, perhaps Llama, perhaps Claude. I've probably been getting the best results with ChatGPT 4 and the new Claude 3 suite of tools. But you also need to empower your team to experiment as well. One company said, look, we came out because of compliance issues and issued a blanket, not right now, and then looked for ways to allow and encourage their team to experiment before they started really applying things to their company because there's a lot of things that need to be considered to make sure you're doing something that's appropriate for your company. That if you have compliance, and some industries have heavier compliance regulations than others, and also to make sure you're not leaking unintentionally information that you don't want out in the wild, out in the internet sphere. And seeing the artificial intelligence driven robots that NVIDIA's CEO demonstrated as part of his always epic keynote speech kicking off the event was an eye opener. You know what? It's already here, already coming for my business, already coming for your business. The use cases were phenomenal. It just stunned me how broad and how wide, how many different industries are finding so many different applications. And it was a wake up call. And I've been in it, knee deep, hip deep for the past, maybe not the past year, coming up on the past, well, this is March, yeah, a year now. And hopefully you have too. It's like, look at how this is going to impact your business because we're working on a time frame of the next 12 months, not the next 5 years. It was here, and watch that time frame get shorter, where the experts were saying, look, this is going to take 3 to 5 years to flesh out. And I really don't think so. A lot of the competitive advantage is going to be baked in the cake, so to speak, in the next 12 months or really in 2024. And then it'll be catch up for everyone else. So if you really want to get leading edge, not bleeding edge, mind you, but leading edge applications, leading edge strategic advantage, got to double up whatever you're doing now, 10x it, because there's other people in your market niche that already are. So that was my primary takeaway from this week's NVIDIA conference. There's a lot more. There were some great sessions on how companies are creating environments of innovation, the political conversation around regulation, where the state of the technology is, what's coming in the future, what's the vision that companies like NVIDIA have of what AI looks like in several years, and who's maybe going to be standing or not at the end of the decade. Because a lot of this is what happens in the next 9 months this year is going to have a lot to do with whether your company is one of the leaders 3 to 5 years from now or not. Not making a prediction, I'm just saying this is what I was hearing from those in the know there. And so things are farther along and moving way faster, and the acceleration curve is way steeper than I thought it was. And I wanted to share that message with you. The good news is there's a lot that can be done. There's a lot of applications to your business that can potentially help your business, that can help your team be better at what they do. It's part of the innovation conversation. Can be better at what they do in order to move your company forward, to move you towards your vision of the future, your team as well, and also to help create a path in their lives so that they have so the younger they are, the longer, more productive careers they have with your company and with wherever they land afterwards, right? Because not saying that your company's going to fail, but let's be honest. When we bring people onto our teams, when you bring people onto your team, how long do you really think that they will be there? And here's one thing that I heard from Jensen Wong, who is the CEO and co-founder of NVIDIA, is and this was something like, go, yeah, there it is. It's one of those kind of moments. And I want to leave it with this. If every company does something different, why are they all organized the same way? Think about that for a minute. If every company does something different, and that's your strategic advantage, right? You wouldn't be viable as a company if you weren't providing value in some way that's unique to your customers. So if your company is doing something different from every other company in your industry, why are you organized the same way as all the other companies? And it's true across the board. Generally speaking, companies are organized in the same type of org chart. So that left me thinking, you know what? We've come to the point where the conversation that I heard start when I was in business school, studying for my MBA, where we're looking at how do we dynamically reorganize around what we're trying to deliver to the marketplace and watch you do that because it was so project and so product, right? You build an aircraft, that could be a 10-year design, development, and production run. And then everybody moves on to anything else, but it's not a permanent, massive stack. You have these big peaks and valleys of reorganizing, moving people around, needing talent, not needing talent. And now you have the tools, the technology has caught up so that you can do that. You can reorganize dynamically. You can have people at a distance. You can draw on the best around the world, which means you can compete with the best in the world. You can provide unique value. The key is here. It's mindset. It's the ability to adapt and to say, okay, here's how we're going to do it different, to experiment with new technologies that are out, to from that experimentation build enough trust that then you can take recommendations from them and test it and try it and go, look, how could this look differently? What are other people and what are AI technologies able to see that you can't, around the corner, in your blind spot, over the horizon, so that you can you can test, then roll out. Now, test is huge, right? Just don't throw it out in the marketplace. We want to test it to make sure it works. So that was a couple quick things in general. I have some more specific stuff that we'll be talking about in the future. Have a fabulous Friday, and I'm gonna enjoy. Man, I hope you can see this. Got a Long Beach, Long Beach, Port Los Angeles here in the background. Hope you can see it. It is a beautiful day. Hoping you're having an awesome day where you're at. Thanks for being part of Wolf's Watch. I will see you on the trail. Check this out, man. What an honor.